It was a couple of days ago I did a video about the dangers, the scams, the crime driving in Cambodia. And there was one comment that sparked this video for today. The other dangers, not necessarily here in Cambodia or in, you could say, Malaysia or more modern countries like Singapore or Korea or Japan. But it's the danger of temptation. If you come to live here, most people would be retired. In Thailand, you can get a retirement visa for, if you're over 50 years old, you got to have 800,000 baht in a Thai bank, which is over 20,000 something dollars, I can't remember exactly, or you got to show that you have over 2,200 something dollars income per month, and you would get an agent to do that. Once that's all done, dusted and settled, why would you go and live in Thailand? Now, there are some beautiful places where you can, and this would not be the case. For example, or not so much in the case, for example, like Chiang Mai in the north, or Chiang Rai, even further north, very close to the Laos border. Places, some smaller places in the countryside, which are very beautiful. But in the hot zones, like Pattaya and Phuket, there are many streets for your entertainment, and this can be a danger. Now, you can walk up and down them. You can look for your, as I said before, your future wife. You may go into a bar and you may have a beer. You may buy one of the girls who works in the bar a drink. You can sit down and talk with them, but make sure you know what you're doing and don't get blisteringly eye candy drunk there. Because there will be some unscrupulous people who will just take full advantage of it. And you being a foreigner, the thing is, being a foreigner in Asia is basically going to be your fault. Yeah. This has happened to me a couple of times, not with what we're talking about. For example, a small incident with a small dent in the car. It wasn't my fault, but guess what? I had to pay for it and I had no basic choice. Luckily, the insurance covered it all. So, if you are going to buy a car and use the car, make sure it has a dash cam in the front and at the rear, so you have the evidence. The police possibly won't actually believe you, but you have that evidence there with that in mind. So I'm going off topic a little bit. So you're 50 years old. Let's say you've had enough of America, England. You don't have a wife, you don't have a girlfriend, your family have all grown up, they're responsible, they have their own jobs, and you are just sort of like free with this. You've got a pension, you've got an income, and just America or England is too ridiculously expensive. So you think about places like possibly Panama or Mexico or Spain or Southeast Asia. Many people do come to Southeast Asia, and the main reason is, yeah, it is actually so much cheaper. And if you get $2,000, you can live really comfortably, and that's really difficult to do in the, you could say, in the West. Can you afford to live with that, with your electricity, the water, the gas, the TV, how much the accommodation is, the food, going out, etc., etc. But in Thailand, it's like sort of like stepping back, or in Asia, it can be like stepping back in time, where a beer was a reasonable price. Yeah. You can go to a bar in Thailand and you can have a beer for $2, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5, which is still a lot cheaper than Miami, where they may charge you just $10 for a regular beer, like a Miller or a Miller Lite or a Budweiser. I'm thinking of Old Milwaukee, my favorite beer, or the cheapest beer in America, when I was there for the first time way back in 1989. So this temptation which is there now, it's there, it's available, but there are some scams with this. And if it's your first time, suddenly you're like a king in the world, where all these young, beautiful girls go, ooh, and you feel, wow. And before you know it, you're going to be skint. You're going to be out of pocket because you're spending $100 on alcohol per night, and possibly your bill is only 10, but the rest goes to all the other things there. So if you are in one of these exciting bars, some simple things. You will get the bar bill in front of you in a little pot, not like this, but they put there. Make sure it's checked so you can see your beer, lady drink, and do it each and every time and have a mental note. You may have a phone on you, add it up, divide it into American dollars if you do so. So $1 is free, 35 baht is like $1. So you know what's happening with that. If you get a little bit drunk, you may be tempted to spend some more time back in your hotel room with your brand new friend. And then they may, when you're asleep, take all your possessions. Bam, they're gone. That's it. And how can you prove it? How can you get your money back? It's difficult. The police hopefully will try the best they can. They do have foreign policemen there, or foreign police aided assistants who speak English and liaise with the Thai police for you. Yeah, I am talking about Thailand, and again here, it doesn't really happen. Vietnam, yeah, it would be more. Thailand would be the most related to these temptations, or you could say dangers in this, in these areas, so to speak. There's nothing really you can do. So you've always got to have your head screwed on straight. Now you can find a legitimate girlfriend, but you know she's got to be working, for example, or she's retired, whatever. But she's not related in any way, shape, or form into go-go or entertainment or gents clubs, example. Now it's very exciting that you could have a different girlfriend every day of the week if you could afford it, and it's all business, it's all money for them, and it's enjoyment for you. Would you be happy? Well, possibly that is some of the reasons why people do retire in Pattaya. It has a big expat community, yeah, huge. And if you go there, you will see lots of guys drinking beer in these places, and they know one or two of the girls who work there, etc., etc. The other one is ladyboys. Now, I've got no problem with transgenders or anything like that. If a man wants to be a woman or a woman wants to be a man, that's fine. It's their prerogative, it's their choice. But there are the unscrupulous few who will take advantage of this, who will pretend to be a girl. And if you're a little bit drunk, you sort of go, wow, this is amazing. This really tall, beautiful boy actually likes me. And then you get to the act and you go, oh, this is a boy, not a girl. And with that, you don't know what to do. And she may try to charge you a lot of money, and you would pay just to get that person out of your hotel room. It's a scam. It doesn't happen to, you could say, it's not demeaning every single transgender in Thailand, or let's say in Vietnam. It just sort of like, be aware of it. And if you are living there, I would say get into the expat community. If you're into drinking and enjoying yourself that way, listen to the experience of the people who've been there. And it's a very open kind of market. They talk about these things quite openly. There's a guy on YouTube called Everything Pattaya, or Pattaya, however you want to call it. And that's, I said, I should hopefully leave a link in the description below. And he actually is just very open with his journey into Pattaya and tells him stories, shows you some pictures. He roams around different places, not always the entertainment places, but on the beach, some shopping centers, and some areas which may interest you, and some bars where you can literally just go and have a drink, and only have a drink as well with that. So that is one of the dangers, that the temptation is there, and the alcohol is free flowing. The alcohol is free flowing, and before you know it, you could be in a pretty pickle. So my advice, if you do think about going to Thailand to live, I would go there for a holiday and actually live there. Live in an apartment that you can possibly rent, or live in a place where you want to, or live in hotels and go to different hotels and see what the area is like. And if you're, but don't go there as a tourist. Even though you're on a tourist visa, go to for a feasibility study. and stay there for a long time. Possibly, example, you could stay there 1 month. Then maybe you can go to Vietnam, for example. You can go to Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City and see what it's like there. You may come here for a while. So don't jump into bed with Thailand straight away. Do go and explore the whole area. Cambodia, compared to Thailand, is actually very peaceful. This city in particular, Siem Reap, the capital, they do have these red light areas, but not as intense as Pattaya or Pattaya, or however you meant to pronounce it. I don't know, to be honest with you, with that one. Some people do complain on this that you don't know how to pronounce that city. And go and find out what is your cup of tea, but stay there a long time before you finally commit to, wow, I don't like, I'm trying to think of I'm trying to think of a city. I don't like Kansas City. It's boring. Go and explore it. Go to places that you want to. Go to Mexico. Have a look, but stay there a long time. Go to Spain in the winter when it's the lowest season, and see if you could live there. Go to Thailand. Spend 1 month there, then another month in, I don't know, Malaysia, or a couple of weeks here. Then come back to Thailand again and see if you really like it. And again, you are there not to, you could say, as a tourist, you're there whether you can live there. It may be, you could say, an expensive trip, so to speak, with airfares and accommodation and spending a long time there. But it's worth it if you haven't been here before and you would actually consider living in Thailand or Cambodia, for example. But there are dangers related to the entertainment industry. And if it's your first time, you'll possibly go, oh my God, I am the most handsome man in the world. All these girls love me. They may do. I doubt it very much, but it's just business for them. Can you find a girlfriend? Yeah, you can. Yeah. But it's how you just got to go the same as you go and find anywhere else in the world. It's just easy to find this entertainment, and money talks and BS walks, basically, like that. Okay. I hope that is useful, and many thanks to that gentleman or that person who left a comment in my comment section below. And if you do have comments related to things in Asia, I've been based here for over 31 years. It's not because I came here in 1993 because I was offered work here in Thailand and in China and in Dubai at the time. That was my last time in Dubai, but I'm going off topic with that. And I sort of fell in love with the place and sort of stayed. And in the 1990s, wow, there was so much money here. And there is still money around, and you can open up a business, whatever. It's a lot cheaper. And that is possibly the main reason why people stay in Southeast Asia, in Thailand, Vietnam, or here, Cambodia, even Laos, for example. It is a lot cheaper, so your pension does go much further. Most of the time it's sunny. You can still get all the access to the news in America on CNN and BBC and Al Jazeera. You still have all the networks there. But it's sort of just more relaxed. You don't need to have a car. You can have a motorbike, but make sure the requirements, like here, 125cc, don't need a license. In Thailand, regardless of the cc, you do need a license. But there's many people to help you with that as well. This will be a fee, and how do you find out the correct people is speaking to the expats there who've been there for a long time. So you may have to go out of your comfort zone, for example, going to these bars that you don't like, speaking people, and they'll be more than happy to help, maybe show off a little bit, but happy to help you settle here. But before you go for for your permanent residence, or to live or to retire in Thailand, for example, go on a 2-month, 3-month holiday and actually live here as you would full time. And is it feasible for you? How easy is it to get food? The electric, etc., etc., which is a good agent to do your visa for, or getting your driving license, etc. All these small little things that we take for granted, you would have to redo. So patience would be the key. For my visa here, yeah, I do use an agent, and it's really easy. In Thailand, there are many agents who will help you with the whole situation. And again, I'm going to put the link in between at the end, not the between. I'm going to put the link in the description of a guy who's lived in Pattaya for a long time, and he does all sorts of the naughty things, the nice things, accommodation, food, etc., and even the cost of living in Pattaya. Let's leave it there. I've spoken for 15 minutes. I hope it was useful. God bless to all. Bye-bye for now. Thank you. Bye-bye.